Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dick Duff, inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in the player category.
It's been a nice few days here. Everybody's been very good to us. Billy Hay, thank you. Jimmy Gregory and the selection committee and all the staff of the Hall of Fame, in particular Kelly Massey, for all the good work that you've done this past week for us. I have enjoyed meeting my fellow inductees, their families and friends, and I am proud to share this honor with you. There are some players I want to remember tonight and thank them for the direction and confidence I received from knowing them. One of the great Leafs and the first centerman that I ever had, we went in Montreal in 1955 when I was a junior, and Peter Kennedy was my centerman. And when he retired and they gave me the number 9, I think other than winning the cups, it was something that I've always been very proud of, to have Peter Kennedy's number and to wear it hopefully as somewhere near the way he did it. And the other player that I want the people to be reminded about is Todd Sloan. The first year that I played in the NHL, Todd Sloan scored 37 goals. It hadn't been done since 1945, and Gay Stewart scored 37 goals. And so I got off to a good start. There was a lot of confidence in our line, George Armstrong and myself. And Todd Sloan is a relative of Davy Keon, and so I had the good fortune of catching another good centerman later on in Davy Keon. When we won our first cup, we were a young team, anxious to win, and there was two great players that we had, Red Kelly and Bert Olmsted. Kelly had come from Detroit with 4 Stanley Cups, and Bert Olmsted, he was a demanding, pushing guy, and but he was mainly responsible for us to win that first cup in Chicago. It wasn't easy. We had to beat a Stanley Cup champion in order to do it. So I wanted to be those people to know that I was thinking about them. And Dickie Moore, I was in Montreal this summer at a golf tournament for the Alzheimer's for Toe Blake, and Dickie Moore was in an accident. So if he's watching tonight, I know that he's home and he's getting rested up, and he'll be back in action soon. And we're all thinking of him, and he's a well-liked hockey player. And this summer, I bumped into we bump into the older guys all the time. Because of my age, I like the older guys better. But Jerry Tapazzini was a great player for Boston and Detroit, and he was always good to Leo Levine. Leo Levine just passed away last year, and he was married to my first cousin, Kelly Girl, up in Temiskaming, Quebec. And Louis Fontanano started to work when he was 3 years old, and he has still not given up the job yet. He's still working. So I just wanted to know, I wanted to say hello. Unfortunately, there have been athletes seriously injured in all sports. I would like to say hello and remind them that we care. Jackie Mcmaster was a young kid from Kirkland Lake. He came to St. Mike's and he was hurt badly in an accident and he couldn't play again. And Paul Legault was another young boy from Kirkland Lake that was hurt in a football game. But he went on with his life and persevered, and he's doing great now. And Ronnie Turcotte was one of my favorites, the great jockey and road secretariat, but I know that he loved hockey and he particularly liked the Montreal Canadiens, so I know he's down in New Brunswick, and I hope he's watching too. And all the other injured athletes, the hockey world is always on your side. Thanks to Don Cherry and Ron McLean for always remembering them and offering our support. They also offer support and thanks to all our servicemen and women. My two nephews, Evan Duff, has just returned from Afghanistan, and he's now in Edmonton. And my sister's boy, Cameron McDonald, he's the chief operating engineer on the frigate Toronto, stationed in Halifax, and we all send both to them our very best. They're doing a super job. St. Michael's is a special place in my journey. Their grads are in every profession. I am proud of them and have enjoyed their friendship and support all my life. George Chevalier is here. I taught him how to fight in grade 10. My years at St. Michael's I remember fondly. Father Dave Bauer taught and coached at St. Michael's and with Hockey Canada, along with Billy Hayes' dad, as a matter of fact. They're the ones who started it. Some wonderful people carried on his work. and they deserve recognition for all they've done. And their names are Jim Gregory, Marshall Johnston, Terry O'Malley, Barry McKenzie, Ricky Noonan, Roger Bernabe, Dave Draper, Ron Patterson, Mickey McDowell, and the late Gary Deneen. Went to Springfield, Mass. and started a junior hockey league down there, but on the same principles that Father Bauer would have wanted him to do. And his message always was to challenge life with enthusiasm, to rely on the spirit within each of us, which we all have and is God-given. Before I close and thank my family and friends here and those watching, I must mention my time with the Montreal Canadiens. First, I thank Sam Pollock for bringing me to the team. I've never forgotten the experience. For the wonderful memories of Toe Blake, from my great teammates, I won't mention any special players because they were all special. And anyone who knows me knows that I could say the same thing about my days, my Leaf days. There were some super guys I played with there, and we still have the same regard for each other. And when you're the champions, it kind of brings people together. Even the print media at times supported us. There was Red Fisher, John Robertson, and Jacques Beauchamp in Montreal. He's a great writer. In another city, Stan Fischler in New York, George Gross, Scott Young, Dick Bettles, and Rex McLeod in Toronto, to name some. The fans were always well informed and have been good to me, and I thank them. The hockey people I know, from Sittler to the Sutters, have always remembered those who helped them when they were young. And so thanks again in remembrance to Pat Klass, who was my first coach, Father Ted Flanagan, who instilled in me the will to win, especially for St. Mike's. And Ted Lindsay was always there for me. I can't thank him enough for all his direction and encouragement. Our NHLPA will always be indebted to him. Every decade, every era makes its own standards, and each group is proud of its accomplishments. But all players share a common pride in one another. So to a small town called Kirkland Lake, to a great school called St. Michael's, and to my family and friends, I say thank you for caring and sharing this journey with me. I thank you.